Okay. So to come to another phenomenon in the circuit breaker, which is called the current chopping. What is this current chopping? So it is the phenomenon of the current interruption before the natural current zero is reached. Because you see, during the arcing, the current is not interrupted. The current is able to flow through the circuit breaker in the form of arc. And current is a AC current. So obviously AC current has a natural zero. It's come to the zero in every half cycle. But before it reach to the natural zero, if we able to stop the current, if we able to cut the current, this phenomena is called the current interruption or called the current chopping. So current chopping is the phenomena of current interruption before the natural zero is reached. When the current chopping is pronounced in the circuit breaker, so this current chopping mainly occurs in the air blast circuit breaker. Why? Because they retain the same extinguishing power irrespective of the magnitude of the current to be interrupted. So whatever be the current the air blast circuit breaker need to be handled, need to be quenched or need to be interrupted, it not depend upon the this arc quenching property. So as the arc quenching property is very high, so when the air blast circuit breaker is handling low amount of current, for example the transformer magnetizing current, this current can be chopped abruptly. For the very high current, it's not a problem, but when the circuit breaker is handling a low amount of current, in that time as the same extinguishing power is there, so for the low amount of current, it can abruptly interrupt the current. So with such breaker, the powerful deionizing effect of air blast causes the current to fall abruptly to zero well before the natural current is reached. So this phenomena is known as current chopping, and obviously it results in the production of high voltage transient across the contacts of the circuit breaker. Okay. So it may decrease the life of the circuit breaker. It may produce some harmful oscillations in the circuit breaker. Now, considering the figure, this figure where the circuit breaker is placed, suppose the arc current is I when it is chopped down to zero value as shown by the point A in the figure. So here you see, due to this high interrupting arc quenching property, this is actually the arcing current. This, 1 minute please. So this is the arcing current. So this arcing current reaches to zero here. It's supposed to reach zero here. This is the natural current 0 point. But due to these high properties of the arc quenching medium, the current is abruptly chopped at this moment. It forcefully come to zero in this moment. So when it is come to zero, this is the arc voltage is going down. Now after some time, due to the restriking voltage, the voltage is again rise. You see the voltage is again rise. This is the restriking voltage, and as the voltage is rise, the current is again able to pass from one contact to other contact in the form of arc. But during that time, as the voltage is little bit low, so the arc current is obviously little bit low. And in that time, due to the presence of this deionizing force, again we chop the current, so current reaches to the zero again at this moment. Now again, due to the restriking voltage, the current are pass again in the form of arc. So this chopping phenomena is again pronounced, and after few types of chopping, ultimately the current becomes zero far apart before the natural current zero. Because so this is the gap between the natural current zero and where the current is chopped down. So this is the first incident of the where the current is chopped down. This is the second time the current is again chopped down. This is the third time. But every time when the current is chopped down, due to the low amount of restriking voltage, the magnitude of the arcing current become low. So finally it finally it surfaced to zero before the natural zero current. So this phenomena is called the current chopping. Okay. So this energy will be transferred now. Okay. So as the chop occurs current I, therefore the energy stored in the inductor is half Li square, like this one. The energy stored was half Li square. So during the current chopping, this energy will be transferred to the capacitor C, So charging the capacitor to a prospective voltage. Now, this is another important term, this prospective voltage, and due to this prospective voltage, the restriking voltage will be taking place, and due to this restriking voltage, the arc will be restrike again, and current is not finally chopped. Current is chopped, but after some time it start flowing again. So after few types of chopping, finally we get the current zero. But this current zero is not the natural current zero, it is come apart from the current zero. So this is the energy stored in the inductor, half Li square. So this one is transferred to the capacitor when the current becomes zero. So the value of this prospective voltage become I root under L by C. So this is the another formula which may not be required in the markout, but in the higher studies this formula is definitely required. So this is coming from the designing of the power system or designing of the switchgear system. When we need to design the power system, the inductor, capacitor, where should be the placed, where should be the series inductance, the front capacitance, then this type of condition should be taking care to design the very good power systems. So this is the prospective voltage, and this one is depend upon the root L system inductance and the shunt capacitance, and this one is responsible for generating the restriking voltage. So the prospective voltage E is very high as compared to the dielectric strain gained by the gap, so that the breaker restrike. Okay, so that the breaker restrike. So as the deionizing force is still in action, therefore chop occurs again. So there is a multiple chopping of the current. Here you see in the figure also there are multiple choppings of the current, and in this figure four times the chopping occurs. This is the fourth time of the current chopping occurs. So as the deionization force is still in action, so therefore chop occurs again, but the arc current this time is smaller than the previous case. Obviously, as the voltage is decreasing, so the restriking voltage is low, and as the restriking voltage is low, the arc current is also low. So finally it reaches to zero, it suppresses to zero before the natural zero current occurs. So this is a this is an undesirable quantity or the phenomena, because due to this one the unnecessary oscillation will be there, and due to this unnecessary oscillation some harmful inductive voltage maybe appears, or some oscillations, the transients maybe flow in the power system. It make the quality of the power system bad. Now to prevent this one, the one method is there which is called the resistance switching. So this resistance switching is implemented inside the circuit breaker to prevent the current chopping. Now why this thing is required here? First of all, you see the current chopping give rise to severe voltage oscillation. So this excessive voltage surges during the circuit interruption can be during the current interruption can be prevented by using a shunt resistance R connected across the circuit breaker contact. So here you see the circuit across the circuit breaker contact, one resistance is there. So this resistance is making a bridge around the circuit breaker contacts as shown in the figure, and the equivalent circuit, this is known as the resistance switching. Now what happened if the resistance switching is there? Why not the unnecessary oscillation will be taking place when the two circuit breaker contacts are open? So let's discuss these things. So referring this figure, when a fault occurs, the contacts of the circuit breaker are opened and an arc stuck between the contacts. So this is a normal phenomenon. Okay. So since the contacts are shunted by the resistance, but now listen, this thing is very carefully. Now the two circuit breaker contacts are bridged by a shunted resistance. So since the contacts are shunted by resistance R, a part of the arc current flows through this resistance. Obviously, this is a parallel path of the current. So some current is obviously flow in the form of arc, but some current flow through the resistance because some resistance is also bridge the two contacts. So this result in the decrease of arc current and increase in the rate of deionization of the arc path. So obviously, as the arc current is decreases, because some part of the arc current which is supposed to flow in the form of arc, but as we provided some high resistance path also. So some of the currents will flow through this particular path, and in that time the arc current will decrease, and as the arc current will decrease, the rate of deionization of the arcing path will increase. So consequently, the arc resistance is increased. So this increased arc resistance lead to a further increase in current through the shunt resistance. Okay, what is the meaning of this particular line? It means that as we provide some resistance across the circuit breaker contact, so some part of the arc current or the fault current is provided or passes from the one contact to other contact in the form of arc, but some part will flow through the resistance. So as the arc current is decreased, so deionization is taking place, deionization is increases, and as the deionization increases, the resistance of the arcing path will increase also, and as the resistance of the arcing path will increase, then the current, more percentage of the current will flow through the resistance R, and less amount of current flow through the arcing, and it, after some time it is not able to, so this process continue until the arc current becomes so small that it fails to maintain the arc. So obviously we have generated one process where the arcing current is gradually decreased, and the resistance which is bridge the two contact current is increases. So this process continue until the arc current is so small, so it fails to maintain the arc. Now the arc is extinguished and the current interruption is there. So obviously when the arcing will not be there, then we just need to decrease the resistance also, because this resistance is actually breach the circuit breaker contact. So we need to disconnect this resistance also after the quenching of the arc. So the shunt resistor also helps to limiting the oscillation growth of the restriking voltage. So it can be proved mathematically that natural frequency oscillation of the circuit is shown in the figure is given by this one. Okay, so this is the natural frequency of oscillation. This frequency is called the natural frequency of oscillation, but this is a unwanted oscillation. So this unwanted oscillation is there. We try to decrease that oscillation. We try to vanish the oscillation. So that's why the resistance switching is there. And the effect of shunt resistance R is to prevent the oscillatory growth of the restriking voltage, and in case it is to grow exponentially upon recovery voltage. So you see, we make the system critically damped. Critically damped means this is the oscillatory restriking voltage, and due to this oscillation, unwanted oscillation, some arc will be destroyed. So we try to make the system in such a way where the critical damping is there. Critical damping, it will start and ultimately it will reaches to the recovery voltage. And if we able to do these things, there is no such oscillation, and the restriking voltage is not able to make any restrike of the arc. So this is a damped restrike voltage, and this damping is only possible if we put a resistance across the circuit breaker contacts. So when it is there, there is no natural, the frequency is 0, but because it is critically damped. So Fn, which is exponentially, which is mathematically proven formula, 1 by 2 pi root under 1 by LC minus 1 by 4 r squared c squared is equal to 0, because as there is no damping, as there is no oscillation, so the frequency is 0. So in this case, 1 minute please. So in this case, this is an oscillation. This is an oscillation, so some natural frequency is there. This is the formula for the frequency. Now, when the system is critically damped, then there is no oscillation. The voltage is actually reaches to the recovery voltage. Okay, so as there are frequency of oscillation, the frequency of oscillation is 0, so that's why we make it 0. And from here we can get an idea about the resistance. So if the resistance across the circuit breaker contacts is become 1 by 2, means half root under L by C, then the system become critically damped. And as the system become critically damped, there is no unwanted oscillation across the circuit breaker contacts. Okay. So this is called the resistance switching, and this resistance switching is there to prevent the current chopping. To sum up, this is the gist of the whatever we learned in this particular chapter, current chopping. Resistor across the breaker contact may be used to perform one or more of the following function. So number one, to reduce the rate of rise of the restriking voltage and the peak value of the restriking voltage. So it reduce the peak value of the restriking voltage as well as the rate of rise of the restriking voltage, because there is no oscillation, so it grows slowly and ultimately come to the recovery voltage. So natural frequency of oscillation is 0 if we put the exact value of the resistance across the circuit breaker contact. So this is the point number one. Number two, to reduce the voltage surges due to current chopping and capacitor current breaking. Okay. So obviously we discussed this thing. Number three, to ensure even sharing of restriking voltage transient across the various breakers in multi-break circuit breaker. The meaning here is that when we put some series of the breaker, because we know so many breakers are connected in series, one may be operated as the primary breaker, second may be operated as the secondary breaker. So as the breakers are connected in series, and one unwanted transient oscillation make the whole system unbalanced. So when the unwanted oscillation generated in one breaker should not be shared by the other breaker. So this is only possible if we able to make the unwanted oscillation stop, and using the resistance switching we can stop this one. So it ensures that this resistance switching phenomena ensure that there is no oscillation, and as there is no oscillation, there is no question of sharing the oscillation voltage from the one breaker to the other breaker. So it may be noted that the value of the resistance required to perform each function is usually different. So obviously there are three functions are there, and it may be there that the three for this performing these three operation, the resistance which is used to bridge the contacts of the circuit breaker may be different. But however, it is often necessary to compromise to make one resistor to do more than one of these function. So obviously we should not change the thing. Whatever we calculated, we can put the exact amount of resistors across the circuit breaker contact. So in this way, one action may be compromised to make the other action more pronounced. Okay. So this is called the current chopping.